Wow, so this chapter came out very unexpected because the official release for this chapter comes out January 3rd, which is next year, and we get the unofficial release 7 days early. So when the official release for this chapter drops, I will do an entire chapter breakdown for it. I know it's been a while since we've done that, but you know, we starting in the back, we going all 2022 doing chapter breakdowns again. So I know you guys enjoy that type of content. However, I have no complaints that this chapter came out early because, oh my goodness, Lucifero is something else, right? With only half being manifested, he is making ASTA'S Devil Union form look complete fodder. Like, it's insane. Because honestly, my first reaction when I read this chapter, I felt like I was reading a Bleach chapter. Mainly because how the way that Lucifero just grabbed ASTA'S sword. And if you ever read or watched Bleach, you remember this scene where Aizen grabbed Ichigo's sword. Like, he cut his whole entire theme music. You know, like, it just embarrassed Ichigo so bad. In his Bankai form, and Aizen just touched his Zanpakuto, like, man, get that weak stuff out of here. And that's the same thing that Lucifero just did to Asta in his Devil Union form using the Demon Slayer. We seen how powerful the Demon Slayer is, but that didn't mean anything because the title of this chapter was called Presence of the Demon King. And just based off that title alone, we should have expected that Asta was going to get dog walked in this chapter. You know what I mean? Like, Lucifero is showing that he's just the strongest, even in a weakened state. But you know, the way this chapter started, I loved it because it reminded me of the situation where Lick just pulled up on Asta, you know, because you see how Lucifero literally just appears. He teleports, you know, using his gravity magic, because we saw Dante, he can do the same thing with gravity magic. So it makes sense for Lucifero to do the exact same thing. However, when we saw from last chapter, Lucifero teleported to Asta so fast to the point where Asta couldn't even react. He couldn't read his ki whatsoever, and that's why it reminds me of the Lick situation, because the way Lick was so fast in that encounter, Asta explained that he couldn't even read Lick's ki, where Yuno explained that he couldn't even read Lick's mana, so Lucifero just did the exact same equivalent, but on a greater scale. And I guess you can say the same for the second gate devil, because the way he was just sitting there and told them that, hey, you guys should get out of here, and no one was able to pick up on his mana at all, didn't even know he was sitting there, and they reacted so slow. It really shows you the power that these guys are on a whole different level. And let's not forget, the second gate devil is fully manifested, so gotta watch out for him. But I do have an idea what kind of magic power he will have and his true identity, so that video will be coming out later this week, so expect it. Now, I can't lie, this part of the chapter I cried laughing because Liba, he finally sees Lucifero. He's like, hey, you remember me? You're the guy who killed Lasitza. And Lucifero is like, I don't even know who you are. You have no magic. Like, why are you even speaking to me? You know, like, it reminded me of the situation that happened in Endgame where Wanda, Scarlet Witch, went up to Thanos and was like, you took everything from me. And Thanos like, I don't even know who you are. Like, Liba's been waiting for this moment for so many years to finally face the man who took his mother away. Just for Lucifero to say, I don't know what you're talking about. That just hurts, you know. Now, when Lucifero used his gravity magic to push Asta and Liba down, one thing I gotta say is that Asta really showed a great feat here. To withstand Presence of the Demon King in base form, you know, he's out of his Devil Union form, but to withstand this in base form where we saw all the captains and everyone else get flatlined, it shows you how strong Asta is. Even though he is pretty much a peon to Lucifero, it does not take away Asta's great physical ability to withstand this, so I really love this part of the chapter. However, despite this awesome feat from Asta, Liba got disrespected here, really disrespected, because Liba tells Asta, more than anything, I want to defeat this guy, I have to. And I was just like, you know what, I got it. And that's when Asta transformed into his Devil Union form. And that's how you know this is very personal for Liba, because he didn't say we, he said I need to defeat this guy. So I don't want to go too far in depth with that because that is a separate video in itself where I talk about Lucifero and Liba. However, we see Noct, and it looks like he has some of the Space citizens and probably a couple more people within his shadows. So we finally got that confirmation, because I was wondering where did everyone go, because if you're not a warrior, if you're just a regular citizen, not a mage, there is absolutely no way that you survive Presence of the Demon King. So it makes sense that Noct took the others away, and probably some other people that we just can't see. Now, as Asta tries to swing at Lucifero, nothing happens. He dodges it, teleports, and it becomes a cat and mouse game, a game of tag. And Asta is chasing him down. He's screaming out magic tracking, which We know that this isn't anything new. Asta, his anti-magic homes in on mana, so it tracks it down like a shooting star. You know, it's like a magnet. So this is just something Asta is creating a name for it. Now, while Asta is chasing down Lucifero, the second gate devil actually compliments Asta, but in a weird way. He explains there is someone who can move within Lucifero's abilities, who doesn't have any sort of magic. What a weirdo. And that's just another key thing of the display of Asta's power, because a lot of people would say that no, that's just because he has anti-magic. No. This is more than just anti-magic because he was able to withstand it just in base form. So not just his anti-magic, even though that is a huge bonus. You know, that's pretty much the majority of why he's able to withstand this, but also Asta's physical abilities. However, he explains that he can only last in his Devil Union form for 4 minutes because he spent 1 minute trying to slice that Lucifero worm devil. So now he has to hurry and defeat Lucifero within 4 minutes, which we already know. We don't need to see the next couple chapters to know this. That's not gonna happen. If it does happen, then this part of the video is gonna age like milk. Then we see Asta, he finally gets close to Lucifero. However, Lucifero grabs Asta Demon Slayer's sword like it was nothing. And the way that Asta looks, he is completely stunned. He can't even move. Lucifero is showing Asta that in the face of overwhelming power, anti-magic is completely useless. And I love this because a lot of people felt as though anti-magic was just too safe so far in this arc where Asta can just one-shot everyone. Well, he's not doing that against Lucifero, and Lucifero is at half his power. So this is just to show you that Asta's Devil Union has to get stronger. But the true question is, how exactly, right? And that's something we will say for a whole different video. Now, when Lucifero grabbed Asta's Demon Slayer's sword, he did grab it and touch it with his finger to see will it have any sort of effect on him. And it does, despite the fact that Asta, as of right now, is completely fodder to Lucifero. This still has some sort of effect because it's anti-magic, and you see that when he tapped it with his finger, there was a little blood there. So it shows you that Asta can hurt Lucifero. He is a threat to Lucifero if he was just stronger, and I think Lucifero figured this out immediately. And then he punches Asta and sends him flying. And the crazy thing about all of this is that Lucifero has not used a single attack spell yet. The second gate devil mentioned that even though Lucifero has not completely manifested, his physical abilities are unmatched. So Asta is also outclassed in the physical department here, which is crazy. Vanessa also mentioned that her fate magic was also able to save her and Yami and probably everyone around. We did not see the rest of the Black Bulls. However, Lucifero's presence alone, the closer he gets, they might actually die. So just Lucifero's presence alone, without using a single spell, he is just too much to handle. Lucifero is literally just a walking natural disaster, full of mana, negative mana. And he's not even at full power, so just imagine when he gets to full power, the entire world is finished. Nock was not lying about that, so you're gonna need some extra help because I think mages alone are not enough to fight against these devils. We need other beings, if you catch my drift. Now, honestly, he talks about despite the fact that he just got punched, he can't even see straight. But he cannot afford to waste any more time because probably by now he probably has 3 minutes or 2 minutes left. However, Mario Leona, she starts to speak and she says that this little run is giving it his all. Let's join him, shall we? And this part made me so hyped because we're about to see all the captains fight together. Not every single captain, but all the captains that pretty much showed up to this battle for the entire rescue mission. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal because Real is already using Twilight Valhalla. You already see the little houses in the back. So he's creating Twilight Valhalla. So they're going to be invincible until Real's magic run out. And this is by far the strongest lineup. I'm very excited to see this because I really want to see how Fagolian is going to do because everyone else I expect to see something crazy, right? But we need to see Spirit Die Fagolian, right? Like, come on now. Because out of all the captains this arc, I have been disappointed in 2 captains. That is Dorothy and Fagolian. Dorothy was off screen and Fagolian has not had a single moment this entire arc. And he used to be my favorite captain, but you know, things have changed. And hopefully that can come back because I really want to see what he's going to do because I miss seeing Fagolian in action. And I also miss me telling you guys to subscribe to the channel with notification bells on to see more Black Clover content from me right to your YouTube feed. Guys, leave a like on this video. Check out my other anime and manga content. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed, and we out.